Hello, happy Wednesday. I did start the vlog. I was 7 minutes in and then the coughing fit came on board. And I know there's snots and colds and sneezes going around, but we have in our family what's classed as freshers flu. None of us have gone to university, but my eldest went to see some of his friends, see how they settled in, enjoy some university vibes and nights out, and then came back with a cold. Great. And then passed it through the family. So I'm last to have it, and I thought I got away with it, but I haven't. So I'm sounding a bit like Dot Cotton. It's a bit gravelly, it might sound like a bloke if someone phoned. But I just thought I got away with it and didn't, which was really annoying. Hey ho, the sun is out and that's what's most important. A bit fresh, a bit cold, but hee-hoo-hoo. We have been in talks with Feastival, obviously since Sausage Fest, which has been good. We've got lots of plans in place, hopefully for next year. As soon as we can release that information about what's going to happen, we'll let you know. A few things, as with everything, the costs go up and then we have to then squeeze and bend and twist to cater for that top up of whatever it is, even including hiring the car park. There's an element of cost that we have to do. So if you are, don't forget, in Tesco's, I see the blue tokens, whether you're at the Tesco's by the Crusader pub, one in Swillington, obviously the big Tesco's on Aberford Road, please put your blue tokens in for Garforth Feastival. We need the top whack of money. That'll be really, really appreciated. So in advance, thanks for doing that. Rumour has it. Rumour has it. If you hear a rumour of a business that's closing down, more often than not, it's not true. So the best thing to do is to go to that business directly, give them a call and say, oh, I've heard some information. Just thought I'd let you know that it was out there. And can you tell me if it's true or not? And more often than not, 80% of the time, they'll go, no, it's not true. Or what you could do, which is what people like to do, is just talk about it. And not knowing really the facts, just hearsay. And what actually that does, it doesn't do what you think it will do. So say you heard about business closing down, you think that most people go, oh, quick, I'll go quick before it closes down. Actually, it has the opposite effect, and people go, ooh, not going anymore. That's exactly what happened. Statistics show that if you hear about a business closing down, it's more likely that you will not go again, which is rubbish. And in this case, it's not closing down the business. Because of it, I've sent this information over to said business, and said business will hopefully put out, I've got lots of messages coming in. Said businesses will hopefully put out a statement today or this week, just to give you some details of the rumour. So just to let you know, which leads me nicely on to supporting small businesses, because what we've seen since COVID is a lot of small businesses have recovered. Not everybody 100%, and the worst hit is hospitality. So that's cafes, restaurants and pubs. And I sort of connect to quite a lot of things that go on in the city that's related to independent businesses. And what I've seen over the last month is a lot of cafes and restaurants are having to shut their door, and well-known ones, because they just cannot afford the cost. And we've seen it on ourselves, you know, that our own purses are squashed and squeezed. So what we might have done pre-COVID as going out once or twice a week, we're now going out once or twice a month. We're maybe not going to the pub as much because it's cheaper to drink inside. So pubs perhaps need to look at that, and without cost, which is really difficult, how can we diversify a bit and open the market? Because I think I've mentioned it a couple of times in the past. I think what would be deemed as the old man's pub, where somebody might go and have a beer after work, or meet their mates there before they went out, or just, you know, like dad's pubs would go and just meet up for a couple of beers and go home. That's changing, it's evolved and it's changing. And it also changes because we've got a new demographic coming in. So pubs are trying their best to sort of keep ahead of that change, and some are working well and some just aren't. Obviously, if they serve food, that's better, but if you're just wanting just to some ideas, just contact me, Christine at themaindeal.co.uk. I'm full of ideas, lots and lots, and some are quite good. So if you just want to ask the question, just want some little help, some ideas, some things that could potentially look at, because we've got several pubs and everybody's sort of trying to do the same thing, what everybody does, that to try bring punters in. And I just think sometimes you just need a bit of a turning upside down. So I'm just here to help. I just, even if it's just a conversation, a little chat about, because I am all about the idea of the marketing of how you do stuff. So my brain thinks a little bit differently, not always brilliantly, but differently. But just be mindful that when you are supporting small businesses, when you do go for that a drink once or twice a month, or you do go to that cafe or that restaurant, just be mindful to use independence, because if we had, even in towns, big cities, or in towns and high streets, if that hospitality disappears, whether it's a pub or a cafe or a restaurant, we see a massive downturn in actual footfall, because they're one of the reasons why people come. And after that, it's hospitality, obviously your usual dentists and doctors and hairdressers, and then it's actually charity shops. Because we've seen, as we mentioned before, we've seen an upturn in people using charity shops completely differently than they were, say, 5 years ago. So I'm hoping I'm not going to cough again. Just no, thank you. We may see, I've just been asked, actually, I had some information from a good source, not a rumour. So I've gone directly to the company and I've asked the question. We may see a familiar face come to one of the empty shops, which will be great, because it's not something that you would think would fit on a high street, but actually I think it would work really well. So I'm waiting for that information to come in, and should it be able to be shared, I will share that information, not a rumour. But like I said, I've gone direct to the company and asked that question, even though my source is really good. Talking about premises, there is a bid. So if you want to bid on the Halifax building before Friday the 15th, please, some information coming to me this morning, please do email me and I can send it to you. It's not out there public knowledge, but you can access it. So if you want the link, I will send it to you if you are interested in that building. There is a very restrictive covenant on it with permissions about, it's permitted as to what you can actually do in there. So I don't think it could be retail, such as selling clothes and stuff like that. And it's very, not niche, but it has to be very specific about what went in that building. I do have some information. So if you do have, I think it's 175 grand. It's not a lot. For the size of the building, and you want to bid on it before Friday, let me know. If you've got 175 grand and you think you could do something with it, but not retail, then that would be great. New members coming this week. I've got 2 new members, as I mentioned and hinted. One that will be going above the co-op, but there's sort of 2 cohorts that are going to sit in there. One being a very familiar face, and the other being a really good concept for everybody in Garforth. So that's one to watch. We have had, or I've just read the information about the road closures. Obviously, we did mention last week about the lights being switched on next Friday from 5:30 till 7 o'clock, or is it 5 till 7:30? You can look, 5 till 7:30, but the road will shut from 3:30 till 8:30 from Barley Hill, so you can still access Barley Hill Road all the way up to Townend, which it's done for many years. And I think you've still got complaints from people who live either Fiddler or Couplands, or people that need access. They've always got complaints, even though every single year for the past 792 years it's closed and people get informed about it. There's still 1 or 2 complaints, but it will be closed. As we mentioned last time, there is no market, unfortunately, but the parking bays will also be closed on Main Street, Lidget Lane, Lidget Court and Church Lane, heading towards Pinfold Lane. So the parking there, I don't know where that is actually, Church Lane to Pinfold Lane, I've no idea. So part of Church Lane will be shut from 6 in the morning till 8:30 at night, just the parking bay, so nobody can park, because obviously they need access to get stuff. So again, I will remind you next week. Not much else to chat about, but just remember, please, if there's a rumour, go directly to the company, and if you go out this week or the end of the month, or obviously with Christmas coming up, please do just spend it locally and independently, because they need you lots, even if you're going for a couple of pints. Speak soon. Have a nice day.